What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 78, and we start today's episode off with that midweek game against Real Madrid in the Champions League. Yes, here we are, the round of 16, second leg away in Spain, in the Spanish capital, Madrid. And yeah, it's going to be a very difficult game because, of course, in the first leg, if you missed that, we did win by 2-1. I think it was Anthony got the equalising goal for us. We went behind and Anthony equalised. I think it was Di Maria that scored for Real Madrid. Anthony equalised, and then 3 minutes later, Wijnaldum scored the winner. So it was an incredible night away at home in Norwich. But Real Madrid deserved to win. God knows how we did win it, but we did. But we did get that win in that game, which means that coming into this game, we had the advantage 2-1 here, coming into this game from the first leg. But of course, one goal for Real Madrid would see them going through on away goals. So really, defensively, I was going to have to be on my game if we were going to go through in this game, because Real Madrid's side is just so ridiculously strong, offensively and defensively as well. But they did have the first chance of the game, no surprise, in the 18th minute. Ronaldo with a lovely half volley. Fraser Forster though stands big and makes a good save, so it's still 0-0. And in the 25th minute here, a great chance for us to hit Real Madrid on the counter-attack. Varane loses out to Redmond and his shot hits the post. What a fantastic goal that would have been for us, but unfortunately it was still 0-0. But in the 43rd minute, he sees Redmond give it to Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum plays the ball back to Luke Shaw. Shaw with a first time through ball towards Romelu Lukaku. Plays it on to Andros Townsend. Townsend with a first time cross towards Dale Jennings with the header just wide of Mussolera's post. So still 0-0. But we had a really good couple of chances in the first half. But in the second half, it was Real Madrid out with the first chance of the half. Di Maria crosses the ball in towards Marcelo. Free header for the left back, but he puts it just wide of the post, so still 0-0. And in the 56th minute here, a good chance for us once again. Nathaniel Klein gets past Marcelo, down the right-hand side here, keeps on going, crosses the ball in, but Wijnaldum's shot was brilliantly saved by Muslera. So, we didn't come here to, just defend and sit back for the entire 90 minutes. We were coming here to try and get ourselves an away goal. But Forster had to make a good save here. He had a great first leg, made a very good one there to deny whoever it was going for the header. And in the 84th minute here, we were holding on as things stood, we were going through, but Real Madrid won a penalty with 6 minutes to go. It was Redmond that brought Ronaldo down there. I tried to block the cross with a slide tackle, but instead, after the cross was delivered, Ronaldo tripped over Redmond's feet, won a penalty, and this was the moment for Ronaldo.
Striker, first of all, this is the team, and that's hit the bar, and it's still in play.
Who ends up hitting the bar. So Cristiano Ronaldo fails to score from the spot with 6 minutes to go. He just completely choked. He couldn't put the ball past Fraser Forster and into the back of the net. So it was still 0-0. And from that, Madrid give the ball away. We go on the counter. Klein finds Dale Jennings. Jennings has all the pace in the world. Beats Khedira for pace. He's got a free cross into the box here. It's headed away before Odelusa can put it into the back of the net. But it comes to Leroy Fer, our captain, who half volleys it onto the post. It goes out for a goal kick, but it does indeed finish Real Madrid 0, Norwich City 0. So we go through by 2-1. A 0-0 draw away in Spain was probably one of the most surprising results that possibly could have happened. But as you look at the match stats here, I have no idea why Real Madrid was so reluctant to go forward and basically shoot as many times, well, as few times as they did. I thought they'd pepper our shots with goal. They only had 6 shots in the entire match. 4 of those were on target, and the possession as well, they only beat us by 4% in total, 54-46. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Or 8% if you will. 8 or 4%, however you look at it. But that's crazy. That's genuinely crazy how they barely even really threatened us that much for the game. We knocked them out with, not ease, but obviously not ease at all. We weren't the strongest side in either leg, but even so, the fact is, I thought we'd get dominated in that game. We didn't, and we go through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So we'll be taking on Porto, the Portuguese side, so that'll be great. But yeah, I'm absolutely so surprised at that. I really am. But even so, we went in offered a few players some contracts there. Olsen, D'Annunzio, who was the other player? Leroy Fer and also Andros Townsend. We offered them all contracts because they have 1 year and 4 months to go on Olsen, D'Annunzio and Fer, and Townsend did want a new contract anyway, so wait and see what those players say. But we take on Palace for the second game of the episode here, taking on Palace away at Selhurst Park in the FA Cup quarter-finals here in London. So a win in this game will send us through to the FA Cup semi-finals for the first time in this career mode. Of course, we haven't been doing well in the FA Cup at all. It's been a competition I don't really care about, but of late it's become a little bit more important to me. So getting doing well in this competition will be really good. So I was looking forward to it, and hopefully we would be able to pick up the win. But of course I did rest the entire side once again, because although it is becoming a little bit more important to me as we get further and further in the competition, it's still not a priority whatsoever. Anthony had the first chance of the game in the 7th minute, but God only knows how he managed to blast that ball into orbit from close range. But in the 33rd minute, a great chance for Palace here. Barry Bannon gets on the ball, plays it back to Hunt. Hunt comes through, but his shot goes just wide of the post, so still 0-0. But in the 41st minute here, Ravel Morrison collects the ball, plays it out wide to our little man, Villalba, goes past, I think it was Palacios there, and ends up striking the ball into the back of the net. So a great strike by I think someone told me he's the smallest player in the game. I'm not sure if that's true, but I think he's the smallest player in the game. So it's a great strike regardless, and he certainly looks like the smallest player in the game, doesn't he? It's a great strike, and it's his first Norwich goal, and it's 1-0. He also plays a brilliant ball here to Ravel Morrison, who tries to fake shot around Speroni, but unfortunately Speroni stood strong and kept the score at 1-0 here. So still Palace 0, Norwich 1, but a good chance here as McCarthy's punch comes straight to Williams, but his shot ends up going wide the post, and it does indeed finish 1-0. So we're through to the FA Cup semi-finals at Wembley. A very, very not uneventful game. There are a few chances for either side, but not too entertaining. But we got the win, and that's the main thing. So we're through to the FA Cup semi-finals. We'll either be taking on West Bromwich Albion, Chelsea, or Fulham. So we'll be facing one of those three teams in the semi-finals at Wembley. And then you see that Ravel Morrison says thanks for getting on the pitch all the time. Thanks for playing us all the time. And Jack Butland says he's not happy with his role at the club, which is not really surprising because he was brought in as a first team player and we've barely been playing him. But Martin Olsen accepts the contract. That's great news for us. I'm really pleased. I said before I like Olsen as a backup left back. And Townsend also accepts the contract as well. So Townsend is tied down for another year, and that is fantastic news for us because he is, of course, the highest rated player in the squad. And here's a quick news article saying that Butland's unhappy with involvement, and he's probably going to be leaving the club come the summer. But we'll have to wait and see. But D'Annunzio and Leroy Fer, they both accept the contracts. That's great. Two really strong CMs, of course. Fer's our captain, one of our longest serving players, of course. He's one of the old boys. When we took over, he was here. So that's great. And D'Annunzio is, of course, our scout future star. And then Ross Barkley says, thanks for giving me an extended run in the first team. So everyone's happy. We get almost £4 million for beating Real Madrid. And things are looking really good at Carrow Road. 2 months ago, I could have been facing the sack. We were playing so badly. But now everyone's happy. We're doing really well. And that's great. But here's a look at the scout report as well. A couple of decent players in this scout report. We're going to be waiting to see if they progress and look better after another month's worth of scouting. So we'll wait and see what happens there. But we also have a couple of international friendlies here as we gear up for Euro 2016. And the first one was against Poland here, and we won. Poland? We won by 3-0. Morales, De Bruyne and Hazard getting the goals there. So a 3-1 victory for us. And the following international friendly was against Wales in Wales. And we also won, this time by 2-0. Bakali and Benteke got our goals. So that's great news for us. 2 wins from 2 in the international friendlies. And that is very pleasing indeed. And the third and final pre-season game. The third and final game is against Bolton Wanderers here at Carrow Road. Of course, we drew in this fixture, in the reverse fixture. We drew by, I think it was 1-1, where we quite frankly had pretty much, about 20 shots on target and only scored once, if anyone remembers that. So we came into this game looking to do a bit better, but we did rest most of the first team. Lukaku, Kirakez, Fair and Forster, I think, were the only 4 players that stayed out there that are first 11 players. We did rest most of the side anyway, mainly because we did come into this game. We're still in 8th. We still need to keep on winning if we're going to get ourselves a top 4 finish come the end of the season. But we did have a Champions League quarter-final game against Porto on Tuesday night. So with that in mind, I thought, do you know what? I don't want to see the players really tired for that game because we only just beat Real Madrid. I don't want to, have all our players rested for that game and end up getting battered. So we rested most of the players here, but we did have the first chance of the game in the 6th minute, Lukaku's volley went just over the bar. But in the 24th minute era, great chance for Bolton. Baptiste finds Jason Puncheon. He plays it back to Baptiste here. Really good chance. He rolls it through to Mark Davis and he puts the ball into the back of the net. So 25 minutes in and we were a goal behind here at Carrow Road. But just a couple of minutes after that here, Wijnaldum beats Lewis Dunk and the former Brighton defender loses out here. Wijnaldum goes through one-on-one and gets the better of Adam Bogdan. So 28 minutes in and we are back on level terms here. And in the 34th minute, Lukaku gets past his man with a lovely fake shot, goes one-on-one, but sadly he can only hit the post and Dale Jennings can't squeeze the ball over the line. So still 1-1. But in the 39th minute era, corner is crossed towards Kirakez and his header does get past Adam Bogdan, so it was good to have that first team player playing for that goal. And yeah, Kirakez gets the goal in the 40th minute and we are 2-1 up. And in the 45th minute, another corner and Sean Morrison's header hits the bar and sadly Bolton managed to clear the ball. So still 2-1, but we were in front. But in the 52nd minute here, Bolton free kick is cleared away. It comes to Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku gets past his man with a lovely piece of skill, gets onto his left here, beats Yannick Vestergaard and ends up blasting the ball past Adam Bogdan with his weaker right foot. Really good strike by Lukaku after a lovely show of agility, and we are 3-1 up here. And in the 81st minute here, Kirakez's shot is brilliantly saved by Bogdan. It's not cleared, it comes to Odalusi here against his former club. He gives it back to Ravel Morrison and his dipping strike is well saved by Bogdan. So still 3-1. And in the 90th minute here, Bolton were trying to grab themselves a consolation goal, but they couldn't do it because the shot by Chris Eagles goes wide of the post. And we do collect the win by 3-1. So the undefeated run continues. We're picking up real momentum in the league at the moment. We're doing really well, and yeah, things are looking very, very bright for Norwich City. 2 months ago they were very dark. Times were dark here at Carrow Road, but now they're looking brilliant. And as always, guys, a big thank you for watching today's video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please leave likes. That's much appreciated. It really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode tomorrow.